Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. We're back with another Wonder episode of our Ultimate Guide to Civ 7. This time we're going over the Exploration Age Wonders. It's going to be pretty good as the time of recording, as always with these videos. Make sure you hit the like button if you like the new wonders that Civ 7 have and the new building mechanics, how it chunks it and just oh! I like that. Some people don't. I like it though. So if you like it, hit that like button. Comment down below. What is your favorite wonder that you build in the Exploration Age, or maybe a wonder you want to build but you just never seem to get to it before the AI snatches it? If you don't want to do that, just leave me an emoji. Let me know how you feel about Civ 7. That's really good for engagement. Helps me out. Helps out the channel, and I would super appreciate it. And last but not least, hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for all Civ 7, other 4X and strategy games that we play on the channel. And while you're down there making those comments, check out the description. See how you can join the Casual Dad gaming community. We've got Discord. We got Patreon if that's your thing. But just come hang out in Discord and have a good time. Share the games you like, games you want to see played, all kinds of things like that. We would love to have you there. But without further ado, let's jump into it. The first wonder we got here is Borobudur. It's with Manchapahit. As always, if it's associated with somebody, that civilization is going to have a 30% reduction to whatever this number says to building it. So if they're in your game, be careful. Trying to steal it from them, it may not work out. Now, you have to get to bureaucracy or Gamelin, depending. So that may be a little out of your way if you're going to get Borobudur, but it can be around for a while because it's going to be adjacent to a coastal tile, depending on size of your map and everything. That may be a little hard for the AI, so it might be hanging out. You get 3 happiness, 2 food, and 2 happiness on quarters. Now, last time I did this, it was on all quarters in my empire. Not sure if that was intended or not, or if I had some sort of bug or something, but I was getting it on every quarter in my empire, which made it pretty nice. Made me fairly unstoppable. I'm just getting choked up thinking about how unstoppable my empire was. I really liked it. I'm not sure how to say this. The Birhadiz Warar Temple. Birhadiz Warar. Yeah, we'll go with that. From Diplomatic Service or Monsoon Winds with Chola. That's not too bad to get to. I like it, but it is some competition with the AI because of the influence. And then all buildings get adjacency of 1 happiness. Sorry, I read that wrong. If they have an adjacency, they get an extra happiness adjacency with navigable rivers. And so this has to be on a minor river or adjacent to a navigable river. So again, can be around for a while depending on the map and the role, the RNG of where the AI is going to be at. And I'm considering this from deity level because I found from midpoint and below, you're pretty much guaranteed any and all wonders that you want. So it's not too difficult. El Escorial with the Spanish. You unlock it at Colonialism 2, so that's pretty far back there. Or New World Riches 2. So depending on which route you go, it's still going to be kind of far back there, but I mean, it's worth it. You get 3 happiness, 3 relic slots, and that's already good. And +1 settlement limit, and 4 happiness on cities within 7 tiles. Yeah, the only problem is it has to be built on a rough tile. So to get that 7 tiles thing, that can be a little rough. Pardon my pun, or not. I don't care. I really like this one. This is the one, if I'm commenting, I don't get to build as often as I would like because I've either built on all the rough tiles and I have a hard time taking them away, or the AI beats me to it. I'm just such a lover of production that it's real hard for me, but I need to do it more for the relic slots and the settlement limit, especially the settlement limit. It would make things a lot easier. Moving right along to Erdin Zu from Mongolia. That's Imperialism 2 or Yasa 2. Again, the masteries do push it. It's a little deceptive. You're like, oh, imperialism, yeah, but it's the mastery. So like, it's not just imperialism. So it's still quite a bit into the tree. It's a little bit further than some of these others. You usually can tell how far they are into the tree by the production. The farther into the tree, the more production in general it does. This one's okay. Plus for culture, you get cavalry unit. When creating cavalry units, you get culture equal to 25% of its cost. On flat lands, flat tundra, or flat desert. So this will be good if you're doing a world conquest kind of a game. So like with the new leader, Genghis Khan, if you start off with somebody militaristic, then you move into, of course, Mongolia, because that's who he led, and you build this, your culture is gonna be insane, because you're gonna be getting so much from the cavalry unit. So your production should be high, so that then you can just throw cavalry units and just let them die, but it doesn't matter because you've got cavalry units coming right behind. And with Mongolia's unique improvements, the Ortu, they can just immediately spawn in the city here, hit an Ortu, hit an Ortu, hit an Ortu, hit an Ortu, and now they're at the front line. In that one turn, they've crossed the whole continent. You just have to be smart about putting your cities close together and putting those Ortus, planning them out. But if you got the detailed map text mod, it makes it a little bit easier. Anyways, we're gonna move right along. That's just a little plan because I've been thinking about doing a world conquest with Mongolia, like a true one, like not a single city left if they're not my suzerain independent people. We got the Forbidden City with Ming, Authority 2, Da Ming Lu 2. So that's not too far out there. You get 2 culture, then another 2 culture and 2 gold on all fortification buildings in the settlement. It has to be adjacent to a district. So I mean, you think about it. Maybe you have Dur Shuriken, you have some great walls, you have a few other, defensive buildings. Maybe you're choosing independent people, and you pick the fortress from the military guys. That's a fortification building, and you put that on top of whatever your improvements are. It doesn't remove that improvement. Now that improvement is whatever it's doing is now getting 2 gold, 2 culture. Like this can this done right can absolutely rocket you off into outer space. It makes it so easy. It's just kind of bonkers. I really like it. I believe this is a new one, the Grand Bazaar, available at Economics. You get 2 gold, 2 resource slots, and then 3 gold on the Homeland's exotic resource tiles. Okay, it has to be adjacent to a district in the Homeland. So you can't build it overseas, you gotta build it in the Homelands. I'm not sure what it means by the exotic resource tile. I don't think I've seen that wording. I'm sitting here thinking about it. Yeah, I don't think I've seen that wording anywhere else. So that's gonna be interesting to get to and try it out. We have the lovely Haleokiwa from Hawaii. You get that inspiration. Or He Nalu too. So that one's not too far down the line. It's really good when especially if you're stacking culture wonders. 2 culture, constructing a building on coast grants culture. Sorry, you get +2 culture. And then the period needs to be a little thicker so it's easier to see. Then when you construct a building on the coast, it grants culture equal to 50% of its cost. And then Haleokiwa has 3 relic slots. Of course, it has to be adjacent to coast, but not adjacent to tundra because it is Hawaii. I'm thinking this would be fun to do on a islands map. I'm thinking actually maybe not even Hawaii. Well, I guess I'd have to do Hawaii, but we would do Hawaii with the leader being Augustus, because he can buy culture buildings in settlements. And the reason I say that because a lot of times these constructing, not every time, this is what I need to try out, but a lot of times the buying can trigger things that have as if it's been constructed. And so you can turn your gold straight into culture. Not always. It needs to be tested. I don't know. I haven't seen anybody else do it. So we'll have to see. The House of Wisdom from the Abbasids. You get it from Society or Al Jabr 2. And it's just lovely for science. 3 science. You get. You don't even do anything. No slots, but you get 3 relics right off the bat. So powerful from the Middle Age. I'm going to call it Middle Ages, or the Exploration Age. And then you get +2 science on great works and has 3 relic slots. So this sucker gives you 3 relic slots, gives you 3 relics to put them in the slots, gives you 3 science, and then gives you minimum, if you have nothing else, 6 more science, because you're getting 2 science per great work, which the relic is a great work. Like, that's 9 science, 3 relics, 3 relic slots, and 1 guy. I was not very good. I'm sorry. I was very upset with myself. As Abba says, I was a little too focused on building up and not getting the House of Wisdom, and I lost it to somebody, and it made me cry, honestly, because this is so good. It really made my numbers not as big as they could be. I had like 20 great works, or like relics or something. So that would have been 40 extra science. It just makes me so sad. Has to be adjacent to an urban district. Good old Machu Picchu. I've stolen this a few times from Inca. Maybe not now, but you get an urban planning, so that's a little bit back there. +4 gold, but you get increased resource capacity in the settlement. I forget what it is. I want to say it's like 3 or 4 resource capacity. It's pretty powerful. Has to be on a tropical mountain tile, so it can't just be regular mountain. It has to be tropical. Which, because of how hard that is, that's how sometimes you can steal it from Inca, or it's going to be out there for a long time. I've played a custom games. There actually has not been a tropical mountain tile, so you could not even build it if you wanted to in that one particular game. But it gets +4 culture and +4 gold on all tiles adjacent to this wonder. So you put Machu Picchu in the middle of some mountains, then you start putting your terrace farms around as Inca. You're getting like 4 food, 4 gold, 4 culture, and production from all, 6, 7 tiles, whatever you can manage to get out of that. It's nutty. Especially if you can get a standalone mountain and then surround it. It just makes my little heart flutter. Notre Dame, I'm surprised. Yeah, I'm surprised they don't have this associated with the Normans. We haven't seen the Normans yet, have we? No. Are we going to? The White Tower. Why did you give them the White Tower? Whatever. Notre Dame. Good old French wonder. Social class 2, so, pretty far out there. You get +4 happiness. All specialists, every single one of them, provide +3 culture during celebrations. And then you start a celebration immediately upon completing it. It has to be adjacent to a river and a district. So check this out. If you are stacking a tall game, okay, like you're doing Confucius with somebody that gives really good growth, and you're getting a bunch of specialists last age, you're gonna have them this age, and you're gonna have even more. Like, you're not gonna need to worry about your culture, because you're probably going to be happy enough. You're gonna be celebration after celebration after celebration, and you get Notre Dame, and your culture will not be, if it's lagging behind, will not be a problem. That's normally how it is for me, at least. Whenever I'm doing a big ramp game, culture always kind of falls behind, because the culture buildings are, the way they come out in the tech tree, there's other things I want by the time I get there, or I need. So it just kind of falls to the wayside. But once I get them unlocked, I usually buy them or build them pretty quick. The Ria Monastery. This is another one that is a defensive building, and so that can work well with your other defensive buildings from above. By Bulgaria, but it comes pretty midway, I'd say. Heldry, Tarnova schools. It shouldn't be too hard to get to that pretty quickly. But you get culture, then 3 relic slots, and then you receive a relic every time you build a wonder, including this one. And then it just has to be not adjacent to a district, which is a little counterintuitive a lot of times. And it doesn't say in this settlement like the Great Stele does. It's just a wonder. So if you are having troubles, this one's really nice. Not just in this age, but in the modern age, because it still carries over. You build a wonder there, you get a relic slot without having to dig it up. Serpent Mound with the Shawnee, I really like this. It's available, you know, kind of late. Astronomy is really late science tech. It is a science tech, right? We're gonna see. Yeah, it is. It's not. I thought it was a science tech. No, it is. Heraldry and feudalism are also science techs. I don't know why I was a little distracted, but yeah. Anyways, Casual Dad being Casual Dad for you. You get +4 influence, +3 science, and +2 production to all unique improvements in this settlement. You do this right. You soothe some independent people, which as a Shawnee, you want to. As Tecumseh, you want to. And so then, like, your science, your production just goes through the roof. It has to be on a grassland tile. Imagine a bunch of grassland tiles with a bunch of unique improvements. You throw Serpent Mound down, and then suddenly that one city is just churning out everything you need. Next up, we have the Schwendagon Zedida at Education. What I like about the Exploration Age Wonders, there's a lot of them that are split between Civic Tree and Tech Tree. They're not just almost always in the Civic Tree. So you get 4 science here, 2 science on all rule tiles in the settlement that have at least 1 happiness. Alright, and then you get a wild card attribute point, which I think is probably worth it by itself, but it has to be adjacent to a lake. So this one can be out there quite a while because of the adjacency. Sometimes, again, I've played on maps, there's been no lakes. There have been navigable rivers, regular minor rivers, but no lakes. So you couldn't have built it if you wanted to. But this one's pretty nice. It takes a little work to get really good use out of it because you have to have 1 happiness on your rural tiles. But once you do, you get some extra science. So, you know, work on figuring out how to work that into your strategy. And for me, also, like, not only because there's now legacy paths tied to the wonders, they're just not needed really to hit your goals. I tend to forget about a lot of these. I need to build more. I need to set myself a challenge of building every wonder in every age. That would be really, really fun, I think. Because some of these I'm just like, I don't really care. Like, we'll get to this one right here in a second. But Thanh Huy from Vietnam, or Diet Vet probably, because that's what Vietnamese or becomes Vietnam. We have it's available at castles, but then we get it at +4 culture. You get a specialist limit in cities with 7 walls of the current age. All right. So your capital, your early cities, you're probably gonna, if you've been growing tall, you probably got some walls in there because you're like, well, got nothing else to do. It acts as a fortified district. So again, stacking those fortified districts can stack your wonders properly, can make a big difference. It has to be adjacent to medieval walls in a city with 7 medieval walls. So good luck planning on that and getting it done. Now we have the Wat James Thong. It's available real early at Piety. You get +2 culture and then receive 200 gold every time you obtain a great work. To me, this is just my opinion now, Casual Dad being Casual Dad again, alright, 200 gold in the Exploration Age doesn't seem so great in the beginning. Because you're probably thinking, oh, you get 200 gold for Great Stele, but think about how much work went to Great Stele. Okay. and then every wonder after that. This one is pretty easy. If you take the religious augment, where every time you send a trade route, it sends missionaries, and it will. So you're talking about then you get relics for converting a city the first time, whatever, wonder city, capital city, whatever city, and you send a bunch of trade routes to it. You're gonna be getting a lot of great works real easy. Where if you get 20 great works, that's 4,000 gold. All right, so don't scoff at it. All right, it may not seem like that great, but it can be pretty fantastic. You just gotta build this guy next to a river, okay? And if you want to take advantage of the gold, you gotta build it early. Otherwise, you start getting those great works, and those values of this wonder starts going down. All right, next up, we got the Tomb of Askia from Songhai, available at Mercantilism or Ships of the Desert. This is another really good one for trade and production. 2 gold, 2 resource capacity in this settlement, 2 gold and 2 production in this settlement for every resource assigned to it. So think about it, you get this one, you get some of the others that probably add total 6 extra resources if you get all the proper wonders. Then you get, this is easy, 3 camels. Easy to get 3 camels. All right, each camel gives you 3, so that's 9. So you got 15 extra production or extra slots for this one settlement, right? I'm not even done. You by itself, you'll probably, with other buildings and stuff, open it up to 5, 6 slots. So you're looking at over 20 resources for this one city, this one settlement you've got this in. Okay, let's just assume it's 20. That's 40 gold and 40 production on top of whatever those resources are giving you. That's insane. This one I would be going for most often. It was one of those opportunity cost things. If you build this, you're not building something else. And right now, when you do that calculation and then it carries over to the modern age, think about it. If you had a 20 resource city that you were manufacturing in, not only could you put a bunch of manufacturing things in there, you could keep your resources in there, keeping that city just cranking out. The only downside is you got to put it on a desert tile, and those can be hard to find sometimes. So you got to watch out. Last for the exploration age is the White Tower by the Normans. They really should have gone with Notre Dame, but it is what it is. Available at Sovereignty 2, so not too hard to get to, or Doomsday Book. Gives you +4 happiness, then an additional +4 happiness for every tradition slotted in your government, just for that settlement. So, you get 4 traditions per age, so theoretically you could have 8 slotted, so you could have an extra 32 happiness. That's not too bad, but this is a problem. This is why I don't build this very much. It has to be adjacent to a city hall. By the time I get here, my adjacencies to my city halls are almost all gone. So I have to wait for a new city, but then that needs production, and yeah, it's just a little difficult to build. To me, this is actually probably one of the most difficult ones to build, right with Tenhui, and where was it? Any that's a double, so adjacent to a river and a district, or on a tropical mountain tile. Coast but not tundra. It's pretty difficult to build that one because, like I said, your adjacencies to city halls are probably gone already. But anyways, that wraps up our look at the wonders from the exploration age, what they give you, thinking about what you may play with them and how to stack them up. They're really good. These are mostly, there's a few that are good for science, but these are mostly for culture and then gold in this age, which kind of makes sense when you think about how the developers wanted to pace the game through the exploration age and human history and all that jazz. But yeah, make sure you comment down below. What's your favorite wonder or combination of wonders? From, it can even go back to antiquity age. Give me some combinations you like to play. Don't say modern age yet. We're getting there. Just up to Exploration Age. Make sure you leave a like if you're liking the Civ 7 wonders and how they changed the gameplay, how they're unlocked, and all that. And make sure you hit that subscribe button to stay tuned for more ultimate guides to Civ 7, as well as other Civ 7 and strategy gameplay from your Casual Dad. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.